Alright guys, welcome to the 4-3 notes, solving x squared plus bx plus c equals 0 by factoring. Again, this is the standard form of a quadratic equation, and now we will be solving them. Okay, factoring, first thing, if you recall, it's the opposite of FOIL when you multiply things like monomials or things like x, binomials when you have like x plus 2, and trinomials when you have x squared plus x plus 2. Okay, those are all just examples. Trinomials with 3 different train cars, binomials with 2, and monomials all by themselves. Our essential question is, how can factoring be used to solve quadratic equations? Keyword being solve, okay? Factoring trinomials, and these are easiest when a is equal to 1, where you have this leading coefficient of 1. Okay, so the first example is rather easy here. What you're looking for are all the factors of the last number. It's all about factors of c that add to b. Factors of c that add to b. So our c value is 20. Some of the factors of 20 are, let's see, 1 and 20, and 5 and 4. Now the whole idea is we want them to add to our b value, so negative 9. Well, right off the bat, if you take 1 plus 20, you get 21. 5 plus 4, you get 9. You're thinking, maybe it's 5 and 4. But also remember that other factors, negative 1 and negative 20, are also factors that give you positive 20. So you also want to consider negative values as well. And the more practice you get with these, really the quicker you'll see them. So our pair is going to be negative 5 and negative 4 because they add to negative 9. Lastly, how we write our answer all factored out is our parentheses. We have x, and x, because of the factors of x squared, are x and x. And we have our minus 5 and minus 4, okay? And those are the factors. You can certainly Dvorsky double check at this point by then using FOIL, all right? Sometimes, like in example 2, you'll list out all the factors. So of negative 12, there is negative 1 and 12. There is negative 2 and 6. There's negative 3 and 4. Now, when you add these, we're trying to get 3. Okay, so what adds to 3? And you try. Negative 1 and 12 is 11. Negative 2 and 6 is 4. And negative 3 and 4 is 1. Keep in mind we could have the opposite end of the spectrum, 1 plus negative 12. 1 plus negative 6. And 2 plus negative 6, Dvorsky. And 3 plus negative 4. None of these add to our 3, and in this case it is unfactorable. Now be careful. Make sure you try all of the cases and don't just write unfactorable right off the bat. So be sure to try the cases beforehand. Again, factors of C that add to B. Factors of C that add to B. Some other examples here, since we have a little bit of time. Factor x squared minus 3x minus 18. So factors of C. Now be careful, it's negative. So one's going to have to be positive, one's going to have to be negative. And just think 1 and negative 18. 9 and negative 2. And also think 6 and negative 3. On the other end of the spectrum, negative 1 and 18, negative 9 and 2, and negative 6 and positive 3. Okay, this gives me negative 17. When I add these, it gives me 7. When I add these, it gives me 3. Add these, I get 17. I get negative 7. And you got negative 3. There's the one I want. Because there's my b value. So my answer would simply be the x minus 6 and x minus or plus 3. Okay. Again, the more practice you do, the better you will get. Practice 2, I will leave for you guys. Now, the true essential question today is how to solve these. Okay? Factoring is one thing, but solving is a little bit different. And just know, if you see the word roots, solutions, or zeros, it all involves solving. It's the same thing. Solving is very easy once you know how to factor. First, that's exactly what you'll do, is factor. First is factor, so x squared minus 5x minus 36. You will find factors of C that add to B. So negative 9 and 4 equals our negative 5. So the factor pair is x minus 9 and x plus 4. Okay, again. Now the only extra step is we have this 0. So step 2 is to split your factors. So we're going to split them both up. And 3, we are going to solve each of them. Okay, so that's 2 problems. Okay, we are going to solve x minus 9 equals 0 and x plus 4 equals 0. You have to solve each side. Okay, and from here, I mean, this should be super duper easy, I hope. Add 9, x equals 9, and subtract 4, x equals negative 4. Big thing, solutions are x equals 9 and negative 4. So you're going to have 2 solutions, and really that's because due to the x squared. Okay? Squared means you'll have 2 solutions. Later on we'll call that the fundamental theorem of algebra. Okay? Very basic notes there again. Take a look at the practice 2 if you'd like. We'll do that tomorrow. But easy peasy stuff, knowing that solving is just about the same as factoring. We're going to be doing a lot of practice with this. Go ahead and answer, of course, the EQ, which is above. Okay, so that's earlier in the notes if you didn't write it down. 10 minutes, guys. Thanks, and peace out.